This past week, I've been studying Sammy Virji like a psychopath. I even tried brushing my teeth a lot more so I could smile like him. Didn't work. Didn't work. Perfect. The good news is that I did figure out why his drums hit so differently. And today I'm going to show you guys some techniques that the pros do that they don't explain, and that isn't clipping. Sound selection. Hit good drums from the start. You cannot polish a turd, but you can compress it, EQ it, send it through analog gear that was blessed by a monk in Berlin, and it will still be gak. Take your time picking drums. For example, when it comes to the kick, usually in UKG, Sammy Virji, so if you want a fairly short kick. Same thing with the clap. Here I'm using more of a, but if I switch it to a 909 clap, no amount of processing will get it to sound that way. It's like that girl in high school that everyone ignored. You realize she was a baddie all along, bro. Stop cleaning your drums so much. A lot of producers are out here cleaning up their open hats like they're performing surgery. One reason that Sammy Virji's drums sound thicker than yours is because he doesn't high pass every single drum. But watch what happens if I cut a lot of this like so. Now I thin it out, which is fine, but now versus chunkier. But if you're cutting out so much that it sounds like someone next door is just one thing I will say is if you ever do pick a bad kick like the one I picked here, which I believe was the samples from Mars kick, sometimes you need to have the confidence to just clean the crap out of it. Before I bounced it, it was looking something like this. And now even me being at where it's at, like I still need to clean even more. You win. Swing. Your drums shouldn't feel like they're perfectly locked like in military training. You want the drums landing late on the 16ths. So apply swing on everything. And now with it on. Because 16th bass swing won't affect your kick, won't affect your clap, won't affect your open hat. If you don't know how to use swing yet or you want to experiment with it, it doesn't hurt to just put the one swing on everything. If I commit this swing, nothing happens. If some of your stuff is already swung, like let's say you have this and you shift this to the right and you apply the swing, you're gonna swing it further out. So just make sure that you quantize some of the loops that you might have. You're better with it than without. And for this tutorial, the track I reference is that one Sammy Virji song. I don't need no reason to get it fired up. And that swing that he has on that track is 6-7. Ghost notes and drum accents are super big. First off, what I want you to do is with the open hat, one of the things that Sammy Virji does is slight variation to the velocity of the open hat. For example, right now the velocity is set to 87, second one's hitting at 102. If they're both put at the same velocity, sounds like that, versus, for example, the clap, it can hit something like this. And then you get that accent on the 4. In fact, in some genres of music, you will get the clap hitting on the 2nd and the 4th. And on that 4th one, you can add this little rain stick. Same thing when it comes to rim shots. If the rims hit like this, versus, can add another note, velocity low, and now check this out. It's gonna sound super insane. The next thing is to shape your drums. Don't just drag in a 6 sounding sample, because Sammy Virji is like every man out there. He loves tight drums, tight grooves. Here we have an open hat. I'm gonna elongate it. When it's shorter. Now, personally, me, I prefer to program my drums when it comes to the open hat and clap for this exact reason of shaping. You can hear when people are very intentional about their drums in their music. It's not to say it's going to make your track be a hit, but it's definitely one of those things where pride of ownership comes into play when you're making your song and you just want to sound proper. And better yet, if you're programming the drums like we do here, bro, go! Use the attack, decay, sustain, and release parameters. ADSR. Oh, Mary Vaughn made a whole song about it. And so happy she made a song, bro. Let's say I can have my decay, sustain, release here. You can also automate it in. saturation. Let me be clear here. I agree with clipping, but it feels like everyone's advice nowadays to everything is clip. Hey bro, how can I get my bass to sound fat? Yeah, just clip it. Hey bro, my wife is due any minute now and I'm gonna have a boy. What do you clip it? But that's not the answer to everything, because in life there is saturation, flavor, cassette saturation. With it off. Same thing with the clap, saturate individually. Keep in mind, there's different forms of saturation as well. Like now, Arturia came out with this J37, which looks very nice. Glue your drums together. So you have all the programming down. Drums are sounding decent. And this is a part where most people crack it. Now, cracking is a good thing. And if you are cracking, come on, my boy and sisters. Many of us have like 37 plugins on the drum bus channel fighting for custody over the transients. But here's the magic. On your drum bus is a glue compressor, 30 to 10 milliseconds of attack, ratio 2:1, release hella fast, a bit of gain reduction just to glue it together, a bit of saturation, maybe a touch of clipping, and you're good to go. Drums that get EQ'd together, stay together. Now, if you don't want the kick to dictate the compressor, the low end of the kick, you use this SC filter, which is going to pretty much remove all the frequencies below 290 as they come into the compressor. That way the compressor doesn't react to the low end. Now, since you stayed this far in the video, I do want to give you guys a bonus. I want to teach you guys something that no one does, but that Sammy Virji does, Swedish House Mafia do. For some reason, everyone thinks that the drums on their drop have to be the drums on the break. And if you're making a song like Sammy Virji's, I don't need no... It's okay to switch the drums on the break, softer drum to a different drum. Create contrast between your sections. Because for some reason, many dance producers get all weird when I tell them, yeah, how about you add a snap in the break? I think it'll sound a lot better than that nasty clap from the drop. Sammy Virji does it in this track, but why not you? With that being said, if you enjoyed this video, and again, you're looking for a sample pack to find good sounds in, so it can make sound selection a lot easier, make sure to check out Omen, a contribution to the UKG world. You see these white hairs? There's a couple there. They come from working on the drums on that pack, because I got obsessed. Like I told you guys, I bought Epic whitening toothpaste. The next step was veneers, but I couldn't afford them, so... With that being said, if you want to learn other pro techniques, maybe for bass lines, I got you covered, man. Watch that. Better than watching thirst traps. I promise, bro. At least with that, there's a little bit of thirst trapping, but you leave with something more valuable that no one can take or release from you.